Welcome back to another video. It's the Bradford City v Crawley Town match reaction. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below, and any other thoughts you have on the game. But I'm going to start off with a question. What is the style of play you want us to play with? I mean, the last few years we've had completely different managers with completely different style of plays. We've had Stuart McCall with his attacking sort of fast, get your fans off the seat style of football, which is very urgent in its way of playing. We've had Derek Adams, which is counter-attacking, try and get the ball in their half, sit back. Not how we really want to watch football, us, as fans. We've had David Hopkins direct play. We've then had Michael Collins passing out from the back, trying to play expansive Man City type football, if you like. We've had Gary Bowyer, quite pragmatic defensive football. We've had loads of different managers, tries loads of different things, and I think that's the problem, because we've got fans who are maybe a bit confused, or maybe a bit, fans who like different style of players by the different managers, whereas if we had one style of play, it'd be a lot easier for fans to get behind. But I like how we've been playing this season under Mike Hughes. I like the way we build up from the back, but I know a lot don't, so I'd love to know your thoughts on how you feel you'd want us to play. And I know that a lot of people would say fast attacking football, taking risks, taking loads of shots, all that, because we do a lot of cries of shoot. I think a lot in areas where you probably shouldn't be shooting from, but I think that the style of play is always a hot topic, and I know a lot of our fans don't like tactics, but obviously want a good style of play. I think for me, this is my ideal style of play. Build up from the back. We've got players who can do it. Critchlow's really good at it. Platt, Harry Lewis. I think a lot of our fans do get a bit nervous around it, because it's a goalkeeper passing in his 6-yard box. But what we've seen is he's very comfortable doing it, and all our centre backs are comfortable doing it. I think we'd be a bit better with Ryan East in midfield. Personally, I don't think Gilead offers as much, but I think the midfield have to get on the ball a lot more. And in the first 10-20 minutes, our front three behind Andy Cook were moving, linking up play a lot well. But then after the first 20 minutes, they went missing, and they went out the game. Chapman were dropping into midfield, trying to get on the ball, take it off the centre backs. Tariq Wright and Prayer were swapping wings and coming central to take the ball and move it, and it were working really well. And then them three disappeared in that second half, and that's why we found ourselves passing it between Platt and Critchlow about 10 times each, because there wasn't enough movement in that final third. So I think when there's movement from the wide players and your number 10, it's really effective playing that style of play. But we did still have 23 shots, 7 on target this game, compared to Crawley's 13 shots and 5 on target. We had 66% possession and 578 passes. It leaves us 6th in the league table after 16 games. A lot of draws, which is 6, and I think it's the joint second most amount of draws in the league. Gillingham have got the most, with only winning 2. So at least we are winning games more than we're drawing, which is putting us in 6th, just to 3 defeats, which is good. If you're drawing a lot and winning a lot and not losing a lot, you're going to be up there. If you're winning a lot and losing a lot but not really drawing, you're going to be up there. You don't want a big mix like last season, where there's a big mix of draws, a big mix of really inconsistent. You're going to be in an inconsistent place, which is mid-table. But yeah, on that style of play, I'd love to know your thoughts on how you want us to play. I know a lot won't be into tactics, but how do you want us to set out? Were you happy with how we set up today, with passing it between the goalkeeper and centre backs, building up the pitch, and then getting into final third and being a bit creative? I think there's room to improve with playing like that. Final third, then 3 attacking players, like I mentioned, if they come back and get on the ball a bit more, move around the front three a lot more like they did in that first 20. There's potential, and we could play like that and hammer teams, just absolutely kill teams. And I think that's coming, but we've got to be patient, and I think if we play out that away from home, we'll probably. I think we're probably a better team away from home because there's less pressure, and that we've seen that a lot of years in the last few years. But you know, I do think that we need to be a bit more patient when we're doing it, and if the front three behind Andy Cook can move around the front three a lot more and come into the midfield and get on the ball a lot more like we did in that first 20, we will improve. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. I'll get into the player ratings now. Harry Lewis, I'm going to give him a 7. Nearly got a clean sheet if it wasn't for a stupid foul outside the penalty box that didn't need to be made. You know, he made a few good saves again. Distribution is unbelievable. I mean, it's funny when you look at the other goalkeepers who were playing against the opposition goalkeepers, and then you look at Harry Lewis. I mean, their keeper abysmal at distribution. How many times did he pass it to one of our men in the midfield or kick out of play? I mean, there's so many of them in this division. Then Harry Lewis is taking 5 touches and then spraying it across the field. Is absolutely brilliant. So hopefully we can keep hold of him. But again, a 7 out of 10 for Harry Lewis. Matty Platt, I'm going to give him a 7. I mean, he's very steady. He's consistent, good on the ball, and he struggles to put a foot wrong. You know, another good performance for him. Critchlow 7 as well. Man of match contender, but not quite. Let me know your man of match in the comments down below as well. Romanic Critchlow 7 because a few really good tackles. You know, he's really good at breaking up the play as well, stepping up from the defensive line and making some good tackles in midfield. Good at passing the ball as well. Made a few good last ditch tackles again as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, another 7 out of 10 for him. Matty Folds 5. I do like Folds, very consistent, but today, especially in the first half, he got massively outdone by a player on that side by pace. There's played him behind him and he couldn't keep up with him for pace, which isn't his fault necessarily. It's just an ability problem, not for effort, but you know, he kept getting done for pace, so they found him out quite easily there. But yeah, it's 5 out of 10, but he did well going forward, put a few good crosses in, none of them really accurate, but in the right areas. But yeah, 5 for me. Let me know your player ratings in the comments down below. Brad Halliday, really good. I'm going to give him a 7 and man of match because going up and down that ring, yeah, he struggles to put crosses in because he doesn't put them in. I mean, he turns back and gives it to a midfielder a lot instead of taking a risk and believing that he can actually cross a football. But no, I think defensively he was absolutely fantastic today. And last week he were good. Swindon he were good, and slowly but surely he's building into a very solid, very good right back. A few really good last ditch tackles, but the one problem I have with him is going forward he needs to improve. But I think, you know, he's in his prime years, and under Mark Hughes I think he can try and get that out of him. You know, trying to put more crosses in would be a good start. But yeah, defensively really good today, and he's my man of match. Into midfield, Smallwood and Gilead, 2 very different ratings. 7 for Smallwood and a 5 for Gilead. I don't mind Gilead, but one question I have is, what is he good at? What's his attributes? I think he's good at breaking up the play. I think he's quite tenacious. It probably caused our goal by snapping into a challenge, playing it to, was it Tariq Wright? I don't know who passed it to, who then gave it to Dion Preva, and brilliant chip. But what's his attributes? What's he good at? Because apart from that, which Smallwood does, Smallwood is a very much of a rat in that midfield, running around, breaking up play. Fantastic performance again, brilliant passing, takes a few shots on. Fantastic tackler, fantastic again from Smallwood, 7 out of 10. But Gilead, he breaks up the play, he's quite tenacious, but apart from that, when he gets it wide, he don't cross it. When he's driving at plays, he struggles to continue his dribbling, his runs. Passing is quite good at and composed, but you know, he don't offer that much, and I think Ryan East offers more, because when we'd be building out from the back, another thing Gilead don't do is come into the defence and take the ball off them and then give it forward. He doesn't do that, whereas Ryan East does, because that's the type of player he is. He wants to get on the ball and play passes forward. Gilead struggling to do that. So I don't see what he's doing at the minute. Let me know if you like Gilead and what your rating would be, but for me, I don't really see what his attributes are and what he contributes to the team, but Ryan East probably would. But yeah, Mark Hughes definitely likes him. Moving on to the attack then, I think the attack, when you have 23 shots and you only have 7 shots on target, you have to look at it and think, what's gone wrong? And then, first 20 minutes, really good, coming into a midfield, and then they vanished. But I think we'll start off with Chapman. I'd give him a 7 out of 10, because he was one of the few who did continue to drop deep, get on the ball, play it about, and take some players on, take a few shots, put a few good crosses in. He got you off your seat a lot. Did Chapman? Really good performance from him. Tariq Wright, 6. We didn't see the heights of how he was playing. Had a really good chance, like Swindon. Got played in behind, and then he did an outside the boot shot into the keeper's gloves. Poor shot. But he was getting involved and getting on the ball, but he didn't contribute enough, and he didn't do it enough. Dion Pereira gets a 6, even though he scored the goal. Brilliant goal. But then in that first half, he was missing a bit. Second half, he was a lot better. Then he got brought off when he scored. But I don't see it with Dion. But now he's got that goal, brilliant goal, took it well. Hopefully he can kick on now and take it into the next few games. But yeah, Hughes has stuck with him, and hopefully he repays that, because it takes a lot of faith to stick with someone who isn't, performing on the pitch. But much better second half. But hopefully he can kick on with after that goal. Andy Cook, 6, didn't score obviously, but some people are saying that he should be dropped and Dolliver gives us a bit more. I don't know if he does give us a bit more, but he had a few half chances, but we aren't creating enough for Andy Cook. I mean, the crosses that are put in the box are where he wants it. When we hoof it towards him, he ain't a striker who's gonna leap up and win a flick on, or hold it up by heading it. He wants it to his chest, and he'll play off from there. He wants it to feet. He wants crosses into the 6-yard box, pinpoint where he is. I mean, the service isn't there for Andy Cook, and I feel for him, because it's a bit like last season, these last few games. But we're playing better as a team, so I think where does that leave Andy Cook? Because last season we weren't playing to his strengths, and he wasn't scoring. And this season, beginning of it, we're playing to his strengths. He's scoring loads of goals, but now we're not. But we're playing better as a team. So would it be better to put Liango up top? Because he's a better striker who could do that. He can't hold it up from a aerial ball, but he links the play up probably better than Andy Cook. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, I'd give him a 6. And then the players off the bench, I think the only player really giving an interest to is probably Scott Banks. Good that he's come back from his injury. Gives competition to Dion Pereira, and he was brilliant coming off that bench. Give us something different, a bit more direct approach, one-on-one with their fullback, taking them on, getting a couple of crosses in. He's just an entertaining player to watch, and then he nearly scored from that free kick at the end. I think it hit wall. But yeah, I think that's another. He could have had a penalty as well. I think that should have been a penalty. I think the referee didn't have a bad game, but that probably should have been a penalty. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He might not have seen it, but there's a push in the penalty box, and you see that on Tuesday. Halliday handball, never an handball. It might have hit his hand, but his hand's by his side like that. So it shouldn't have been given. But then something like that for us never gets given. We'd struggle to see them penalties given for us. But then something as soft as that gets given against us, and it's just annoying. But again, like last Tuesday, a referee decision doesn't influence the game. We didn't take our chances, and did we create enough chances? I mean, 23 shots, but a lot of them were aimless shots out the box, which probably shouldn't have been taken. I mean, Critchlow's shot at the end, that gets counted. So shots like that, I don't think they deserve to be shots, because they shouldn't be taken anyway. But yeah, like I say, I think I want to know what you think on the style of play. What style of play would you like to see? We've had loads of different ones, but let me know your style of play. Let me know your thoughts on the match, and like I said earlier, I think we do need to be a bit more patient when we're building up from the back, and you know, not everything has to be 110 miles per hour. Not everything has to be urgent and snappy like that. Sometimes things take a bit of time and a bit of patience. Hopefully, like our season, hopefully we can go on a bit of a run. FA Cup on Saturday. Hopefully we can go far in that, and it can feed through into the league as well. Yeah, hopefully we can get back to league action in 2 weeks' time. I think we've got a tough one coming up. We've got Northampton, Orient coming up. We've got some really tough games coming up. So hopefully we can get through them and get a good run going. Have a good one.